finally gotten the chance to review this awesome Hellcat thanks to Statler Dodge Jeep brand in York, PA. And with over 700 horsepower, room for 4 adults, and a beast of a trunk, I knew this one was definitely going to be an awesome drive, so let's go. Alright, so starting with pricing, the Challenger Hellcat is going to start at $64,195. And this beast will be powered by a 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8, putting out what you guys probably already know, 707 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, with a top speed of 199 miles per hour, and a 0 to 60 time of right around 3.6 seconds. Ridiculous. And in case you were curious, miles per gallon come in at 13 in the city, 21 on the highway using premium fuel. Power will be sent to the rear wheels using a 6-speed manual transmission. However, there is an optional 8-speed torque flight automatic transmission, which is going to add an extra $3,000 if you go for that one. As far as that suspension setup, it's going to be an SRT tuned Bilstein 3-mode competition suspension. And of course, there is also a rear stabilizer bar as well. Now just cruising on the road here, one thing I always like to look for, especially in muscle cars, is visibility. And actually, I gotta say, with the Challenger, I don't mind it. I mean, usually muscle cars are known for having horrible visibility, but this one is perfectly fine for me, at least. I can see perfectly fine out the back. Also, I can see fine out the side mirrors as well. So yeah, no complaints from me right there. And as far as the brake setup goes, those rotors are gigantic, and the calipers are gonna be Brembo 6-piston calipers, and they are painted red as well. Definitely looks awesome. So yes, there is huge stopping power on this one as well to match the insane acceleration. And now, since I have not done it yet, let me do a quick little acceleration. We'll see how quickly we can get the Challenger Hellcat up to speed. Here we go. Oh man, this thing is fun. You can feel it in your heart. Your heart starts racing so fast. But anyways, let me jump into the exterior here. And so up front, there are HID headlamps with daytime running lights. And those headlights are automatic as well. And they have automatic high beam control as well. So when you're driving at night and you got your high beams on, the Hellcat is automatically going to switch over to low beams for you, so you don't have to worry about it. That's pretty nice. Then, of course, one of the sweetest things on the Hellcat is the air catching headlamp, which of course is just an opening where the headlight is that's going to feed air directly into the engine to help your car breathe better. When you have over 700 horsepower, that's one of those necessities, and that's a pretty freaking sweet way of doing it as well. But anyways, then onto the hood, all that ventilation that you're seeing right now, all of that is functional. It's all fed into the engine to help keep the engine cool. And then around on the side, there are body colored side mirrors, which are heated as well for when it gets cold out. And as far as the wheels go, standard wheels are going to be a 20 by 9.5 inch matte black forged wheel setup wrapped in all season performance tires. However, today we do have a different color there. The sizing is still going to be the same, but they are bronze, and I actually prefer that. It is unique, and it definitely looks awesome on this Go Mango color that I have today. And anyways, also on the driver's side is the matte black fuel door. So that ties in with the car striping that I have today. That's really nice. Then around back, those tail lamps are going to be split and come in LED. And then there is a satin black rear spoiler as well. And then just below all that is going to be the dual exhaust setup. So as always, here is that exhaust clip. Since we're around back, checking out the cargo capacity, that's going to come in at 16.2 cubic feet. And if that wasn't enough, those rear seats do fold down for a ton of added space if you needed it. But then checking out the back seats, this is a 2+2 seater, so there's not a ton of room, but there is 33.1 inches, which is actually more than most 2+2 seaters. But this is a little bit bigger of a car, so actually for a 2+2 seater, that's not that bad. I was able to fit back there, although my knees were up against the front seats, but I am a 6-foot adult, so not that bad that I was able to fit back there. But then anyways, heading up to the front, the steering wheel is going to come with a leather finish, and that does have a flat bottom as well. That's definitely good. That steering wheel is tilt and telescoping as well. And then moving on to the front seats, they are 6-way power adjustable with 4-way driver lumbar support as well. And those seats do come with a leather finish, and they are heated for when it gets cold out once again. And now I did want to mention though, there are optional seats as well, and that's going to be a leather Alcantara mix. So that is definitely a freaking sweet setup as well. I might actually prefer that one, to be honest. And there are also optional red seat belts as well. Anyways, now let me do a quick startup. To start the Hellcat, all you're going to have to do is put your foot on the brake and the clutch and press in that red engine start button. That looks freaking good. Then upon startup, the gauge needles will do a full sweep. They are going to come in a black, white, and red finish. And there is an absolute ton of information that you could also scroll through as well. So right now, what you're looking looking at is the digital speedometer. However, there are steering wheel mounted controls where you can toggle through all that. Like for instance, if I press down once, you're gonna see the vehicle info. There's actually quite a bit located under vehicle info. So rather than me rambling off everything that they has there, check this out. Next is my favorite part. There is the performance meters. So this is going to tell you things like your 0 to 60 times, your 0 to 100 times. It's going to be quarter-mile times, braking distance. There's a lap timer, and there's also your top speed that you've been in the car. I think that's a freaking awesome feature, to be honest. Anyways, continuing on, the next thing you could check out is your current fuel economy. Then there is going to be the trip info. You have 2 trips there. Next, you can check out the audio information in the center there. The car's also going to be able to give you messages if it needs maintenance or something like that. Then you can also edit the screen, set up a little bit, and a couple other things. But anyways, let me touch on some of the awesome interior stuff that I'm looking at right now. Like for instance, there is going to be a leather shift knob here with a leather shift boot surrounded by a pretty cool looking silver pattern here. Definitely a fan of that. Then there is dual zone climate control just in front of the shifter. That's always nice. Driver and passenger can set their own settings. And then looking up, there is home light, so you can set your garage doors up there to up to 3 different garage doors. And of course, there is a sunglass holder as well. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, there is an optional power sunroof available on this one. This one, of course, does not have it, but it is there if you wanted it. But then some of the tech fun, front and center, there is going to be an 8.4-inch touchscreen display. And the first thing you're going to check out there is the radio and media settings. And by the way, the Challenger Hellcat does come with an 18-speaker sound system with 2 subwoofers, and it's going to be a surround sound system provided by Harman Kardon. And although the exhaust is pretty loud, that kind of power on that sound system definitely overpowers the exhaust if you wanted it to, and it sounded freaking awesome. Then of course you could play around with the heated and ventilated seats. I actually have the ventilated seat on because it's freaking hot out today. And then of course, once you pair your phone to the car, you can check out your apps or the Bluetooth setup as well if you wanted to. There is also climate control settings on here, so you could adjust it through the screen up here if you wanted to again. Next thing is the navigation system. That's definitely always useful. And also if you look at it, it actually tells you the speed limit of the current road you're on as well in the lower right hand corner there, so that's pretty cool. Then the last thing on this screen I wanted to show you guys is when you put it in reverse, there is a reverse camera as well. And by the way, to put the Challenger Hellcat in reverse, it's going to be in the upper right hand corner. So just put your foot on the brake and the clutch, slide that into the upper right hand corner, and you got your reverse camera there. And so anyways, I guess that segues me into safety. So to start, there are advanced multi-stage front airbags. There's seat mounted side impact airbags. Then there's front and rear side curtain airbags as well. And of course, there is the tire pressure monitoring system. You guys already saw that in between the gauges there. There are rear parking sensors as well. So when you get too close to something, it's going to beep at you and flash in yellow, as once again you can see in between the gauges there. Then there is also hill start assist, electronic stability control, and traction control. There is child seat upper tether anchorages for the car seats, of course, and blind spot and rear cross path detection. And so anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to check me out on social media right there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.